goodness, that was quick. They didn't even count us down this time, y'all.
That's how it rolls.
It must be this virus again. Boy, it just got us rolling. All right. Well, welcome to the At the Round Table podcast show. We are here in the place. It is quiet out there, like church mice. We the only ones in here, but that's all right. We're gonna still make it happen. Yeah. All right. So I get to introduce. I get to go around. Let's go around the table. Let's go around the round table on a square. Should we go here and introduce this dynamic sister? Or should we
let's save our guests for last.
We're gonna say the guests for last. The best and the guests for last.
All right. For last.
So to my right, I got
your man Adrian Biddle, aka A Money.
Why they call him A Money?
Cause you
can bank on him. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. He loves it too. He over here blushing, but he knows that's it.
Right. You know his red hues will show.
That's right. Because light skinned brothers making the comeback. All right, so
to my right. Valid already.
Yes.
And you guys know me, your girl Melissa, aka Pitbull in a Dress.
That's right.
No definition and no reason why.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
I'm called that.
And then some. All right.
Yes, indeed. My right. We have the one.
The only.
And the only.
Yes.
Elyse Sadler.
Yay!
Hi guys.
She is co-host of Milky Balls podcast.
MVP.
She got one more under her name too, boy.
Yes,
Plethora.
we do.
Yeah. Conversation. 704 conversation.
Yeah, the combo L&E.
Yes, indeed.
And I wind up. Here's the thing. Let me tell you how awesome this verse is. 704 conversation. Someone else was following you and tagged me, and I was like, I like this. So I've been
a member of the group
all this time. Had no idea. So I started going back, and I was like, she look familiar. Like, why she look familiar? And that was why. So,
thank you for being a part of the platform.
Good things, good people, good energy, baby.
What you put out there.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely excited to be here, guys. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate it. The Combo L&E podcast and the Milky Balls podcast is something that's near and dear to me. Platform-wise, just to be able to get the information out there to people. Different perspectives is what helps us grow. It's what's helped us thrive, and to be able to sit down and give those different perceptions and perspectives on life, and not be an argument or a debate, but just love.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing. So that's why I'm here at the round table today. I'm glad A Money contacted me, and grateful to be here.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Now, was he nice, or was he like, you better show up?
I mean, he was kind of aggressive at first, and I felt like if I didn't do it, then something was going to happen.
Right,
right.
That's right. You had that before.
I knew nothing they talked about right now.
It was quite pleasant, and definitely he just had taken a look at some of my work and some of the things that I was doing online and in the community, and thought that it would be a good fit to have me come aboard. And definitely I'm looking forward to having you guys on the podcast as well too. So here we are, sharing and exchanging ideas with one another.
Yes.
Awesome. I'm so excited to have another queen in here.
Hey, balance.
So that means you have to be on my game today, man.
Yeah, be on your game.
It was already unbalanced as it is now. We're in trouble.
Balance.
Shouts out to Daryl Cook, Tammy Lawrence. Thank you for joining us at the Roundtable
guys.
Podcast Show. Yes, indeed. Oh, man.
Quick question, if you don't mind me asking before we go ahead and get into the main topic of everything. Hold on. Did we introduce you?
No. I'm just the guy over here. Y'all keep doing your thing.
No.
Totally forgot about who.
Go ahead.
What's his name?
The man that stirs the drink up in here. Go ahead, man. Introduce yourself.
I'm that guy, Kerry Digsby, Mr. Urban Times Magazine, UT Media, at the Roundtable Show, as well as Music Magazine. We do a lot, don't we?
Hey,
we be busy.
Yeah.
But it's a blessing. Especially get to hang out with cool people like y'all. So, hey.
Now I'm gonna have red hues coming through.
Highlight your hair. Yes, we love that.
Oh, family.
Yes.
Let me know how you like this. I know I shocked my brothers
new
when I
dude?
popped up.
New dude?
Yeah, so since I'm locked under here and I finagled them together, Hey, and
Oh,
I
you
wanted.
just almost encouraged me because I was thinking about starting a lock journey. So,
Yeah.
but I like diversity, and I was wondering about what I could do with having locks.
So my locks were longer. I cut them last year, and then I said before they start growing back, let me hurry up and see what I can do for change. So, family, let me know how you guys feel about it.
Love
let
it.
me know. I know they were kind of like, who is that girl?
Let's make it a contest. The 50th person that tells us something about her hair, we're going to sing you at the round table prize package. Let's do it right now.
Ooh, right there.
Yes. You're going to get a plethora of people calling in.
Right.
Yes.
So who's going to start the show? Who's going to start the topic?
Well, I think it's going to be an interesting topic. Might step on a couple of toes, but that's okay.
I won't call names, I promise.
You sure?
I'm
Because
promise.
you know how you do. You ain't become PBID for nothing.
That's it. I'll call you out.
Okay.
Out.
Okay.
I'm definitely not making any promises. So.
Oh, well then. With that being said, amen.
Let's go.
Amen. Are you ready?
Oh, all day long.
Okay, so tonight's topic, y'all, is what you put out there. Now, a lot of people may understand, the dynamic of what you put out there, but we're talking about on social media, what you post on social media. And we are sitting with a social media guru anyway, so it's great that we have this topic so she can expound and share with us her thoughts.
Yes.
So, what y'all think? We're putting it out there. What you put out there. Daryl Cook said, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Tammy
Greetings.
said, hey, I'm missing you guys.
Hey, Tammy, I miss you, Miss Tammy.
Thank you, Tammy.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you owe me $10.
Oh, man,
for that
they
work
would've
I did
loved.
for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And y'all want to know why I asked if he was aggressive when he asked Miss Tammy.
I think with social media being so a part of our society today, with everything that's going on, what you put out there. We're gonna go around the table. We're gonna let our guests expound because she does a lot on
She
that.
does a lot.
She
I
does
say
a
let
lot.
her go first.
I say that too.
But listen, this whole social media phenomenon it's new. People create different personas on it because they feel like it is definitely another world, something that can detach themselves from and not necessarily have to have accountability in. So I feel like because of that, people are a little more fearless on social media than they are in the actual real world. So what they put out there, I mean, honestly, you can create a whole avatar or a whole different persona and it not even be you. So I don't even accept a friend request these days because a lot of people will literally post a meme as a picture or cartoon characters as a picture.
Dang,
And
that explains.
you really don't know who that person is, or it could be a fake profile. You can get, so you never really know who it is that's commented, and you never know the perspective or the seriousness of what they are commenting on. Like they may put something out there and it may be joking, but if I'm in a serious mood, I can literally look at that and take on the perspective that they're being serious when they could be just literally being lighthearted and being funny.
Right.
So it's a twofold thing because it's how you as a user and reader are interpreting it, and then it's the second part is who you as a person, how you're putting it out there.
Okay.
So I mean, it's perception is reality, and in virtual reality, to me, it's the same thing.
This is true. We always joke avoid courage.
Yeah,
You
people.
know?
There's a lot of Facebook thugs, social media thugs out here. Like
They really are. Like you have to bulk up a little bit. I have to, go, wait a second. Get my point across a different way because I can't, I can't do that. So I got to beef up my words, my vocabulary.
people feel like they don't have any consequences.
You're going to have consequences.
And the most that you can do is block them. So that's about as consequential as it gets until you start researching, you become a detective. It seems like since this whole Facebook, since this social media phenomenon, people seem to always have an opinion.
Yep.
And they seem to always be detectives.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like watching CSI or, How to Get Away with Murder. Yeah, like.
Sis, a young lady that I know, I'm not going to name names, saw a picture of somebody that we went to school with.
Mm-hmm.
So his, caption was, out in the sun. That was it. Like, he didn't really say he was a particular place or anything. Do you not know that she zoomed the back of the picture? And so the restaurant that he was in front of was the restaurant that everyone knows that's close in our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
She blasted him. Oh, you act like you're doing so much. You're right up there in, I can't even say neighborhood.
It happens.
And I was like, oh my goodness, like, why would you do that? And I'm waiting for like a emoji, a LOL, something. Like,
no, she was serious.
She was dead serious. And I said, oh my goodness, like, he just posted he was hanging out, chilling, in the sun. What?
It's validation. You know what I'm saying? People feel like they get trophies for ratting somebody out. Mm-hmm. People feel like they, get accolades for exposing.
Right.
And I think this is a new era that we're entering in now where, because you have everything going viral is about exposure. It's about how many people are going to validate you, and you be seen.
That's
right.
it.
And you get the credit for it.
But
so no matter how foolish it is, no matter how ridiculous. Have y'all seen some of the things that go viral?
Yes.
You be like, why? Yes. Here we are at the round table to spit some real stuff, and you can't get 20 likes.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah.
But then as soon as you do something foolish or something that is detached from the norm, then you actually it blows up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it literally sometimes makes you think, where are we in the world right now?
Yeah,
that's true.
There's no substance. There's no type of grounding. There's no type. To me, it just seems like common sense has escaped society. And they want a quick fix, a quick feel, and a quick opinion. Like, I'm able to click, touch it, tell you how I like it or not, and then move on to the next. And it's just not. That's just not me. It's just not me.
Shouts out to Charlie Tubes for joining us on At the Round
Hello,
Table.
Charlie.
Hi.
Charlie, we have another queen in the midst.
Yes, she is. We got we got Crystal I Can Transform You Coxton on the show. Thank you for joining us, sis. Hey. All right. Quintessential Queens. All the women are coming in right now. What is going on? Uh-oh. Feeling kind of crowded. So tonight's topic, y'all, is again what you put out there as far as posts and such. So Daryl Cook just chimed in. He wanted to respond. He said, I try to post things to encourage people because you never really know what someone might be going through.
Right.
Yes.
And they might just need an encouraging word.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I promote my book and video snippets for my book, as well as share and support the work and businesses of my family and friends. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Strong. That is it.
How about inappropriate pictures?
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Boy, that actually came up quicker than I thought.
Inappropriate pictures
define.
And videos.
Right, define.
Let's talk about that. Define inappropriate. There's got to be. Is there levels? Is there something that's just like I know. Well, explain that, brother. Before the family comes in. Charlie just posted, so you got to get it in. Go ahead and get it in. You know Charlie gets profound. No, you started first.
Okay. Being drunk, half passed out of the bar.
Oh God. Not the drunk ones.
I'm trying to come up with some more. Twerking on the table, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else have I seen? I'm trying to think of some good ones.
I've seen a whole bunch of them.
Share.
Inappropriate is like being able to know where your birthmarks are, and nobody should know where those are.
Okay.
Right.
Just doing things, acting inappropriate, talking, speaking inappropriately to, someone, especially the ones when they're talking like to their elders, that bothers me. But what takes me to the highest level of festivity is when adults.
She said it.
When adults promote children.
That's true.
It just takes me there when they promote children to be idiots.
Yeah.
And you tell them, do it. You got the phone, and I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah.
Well, Charlie said, I post a little of everything, but I have changed energy when posting. She said, I noticed my followers fell off when I changed my energy to promote my circle, entrepreneurs, or community related.
One more time. Read that one more time.
Okay. Somebody gave her a thumbs up on that as well.
Yeah, that's true.
I noticed my followers fell off when I changed my energy to promoting my circle, entrepreneurs, or community related.
Yeah. That happens all the time.
That's sad.
And the thing is, even in these groups that promote entrepreneurship, so being somebody that's involved heavily in social media, only because I have platforms that are on there, there's research that was done in regards to the responses that I get on certain things. They give you, as a group moderator, you probably know this as well in some aspects. They give you metrics.
Yes.
How often people post, who the top posters are, the most comments that were made. You know, they give you accolades. Your engagements, like all those good things. However, what I learned is you can have, no matter what the size of your group is, you are only going to get anywhere from 10 to 20% participation.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You can have 5,000 people. That's all you're going to get. That's going to be the most engaging. And a lot of times these people are on platforms and they are seeing the same content over and over and over again. Right. They're in the different groups, same people mostly a lot of time, but you're seeing still the same shared content over and over and over.
Sometimes it's the same. It's really the identical same like posts. And becoming a part of at the round table, and I'm the one that keep up with our analytics of the pages. I'll join other pages just to see, okay, let me see what they're posting. Let me see their engagement. Let me see if there's something maybe we could take so we'll have our followers, more engaged and more into the pages and the show. And I mean, it's literally the same thing. Yeah. All the time.
It is. And it's all a matter of perception, because what is posting and what is an inappropriate picture. Like I think it depends on the person. Like my mom would see me in a bikini and be like, I don't know why in the world you would want somebody out here in the whole wide world to see you. And I'm like, Mom, it's 50,000 people that saw me on it at the beach. Like what's the difference? Well, it doesn't matter. You're not at the beach now. Why are you going to post it now? So I can understand, but
I think it's the content, and even at that, it still is someone's opinion.
Exactly.
But in my opinion, I think, hey, find the sun. I took pictures of my, in my bathing suit. I took pictures in my bathing suit. Me in my bathing suit, squat down, bend around. Maybe that's a whole different picture, or has a whole different meaning, versus me just having a cute pose.
I tell people though, Queen, at the end of the day, we all are on social media for validation. And a lot of people don't like to admit that. If you post a picture, you post an opinion or a post, it's because you wanted to put it out there. Right. And your reason for wanting to put it out there, it can have nothing to do with what certain people attach it to. Like I can post myself in a bikini and be like, oh, like I'm enjoying where I am. Right. I enjoy what my body looks like. Let me put it out there. Somebody could look at that and say, "Oh, she putting it out there because she want everybody to think she want to see her. She wants she wants to brag about her body."
And I'm the one that be like, "I know she looks great."
She want to brag about her extensions. She want to, So we have to be careful as to why we are doing the things that we are doing, why we are posting, why are we being the change that we want to see, or are we just being foolish out here?
Right. I think that's the heavy question. That's the heavy statement.
It is. So check this out. We got Robert Connor. He just joined us on At the Round Table. Michael Digsby just joined us. What's going on, Michael? Charlie said, see, I think inappropriate depends on the person and the target audience. She said, I also give zero about those who take issue with the changes. Weed yourself out. Do me the favor.
Yeah.
Right, very good point.
If it doesn't apply, let it fly.
That's it. I like it. I like it.
So perception is the key, she says. So that's another thing too, because you kind of mentioned along the line of the dialogue, somebody saying something. Because I've seen on social media in which somebody will get on there and literally air out dirty laundry about their own family member.
That's
Yeah.
true.
My question is,
venting.
Venting, yeah.
Oh,
why do I want to know about why you and your sister are fighting over the same man? Why do I want to
cares?
know about that? How is that helping my household?
because of the audience.
And because people have made social media a form of therapy.
Yep.
So it's therapeutic because they get to release, and it's also therapeutic because they get responses.
Yep.
And they then can filter through responses and pick what they want to feel applies to them. And a lot of times it's what they want to make them feel better.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
Very true.
So everybody's on there commenting like, because you have the ones who comment about the sisters or the, you know what I'm saying, the boyfriends and the beef and all this stuff, the family and drama. And you got the people, you always see the ones with common sense be like, take this down.
Yes.
This is not you. You know, you've graduated from this. You're better than this.
Yes.
I'm not that nice,
You-
but I am that person.
You know what I'm saying? Like you see those people, but then you also see the outweigh of everybody else who's like, oh yeah, I can't believe they egging it on, they giving it more fuel. And at the end of the day, which one are you going? Who are you? I think that determines a lot of a reflection internally,
Yeah.
as far as who a person may be.
Yep.
That's some deep stuff right there.
Yep.
Real
That's
deep.
it.
Real deep. Shouts out to Cairo Black. Thank you for checking us out on At the Round Table show. Latisse Howard, thank you for joining us at the Round Table. We're throwing it out there. What you put out there, social media, you know, what are the levels? What is inappropriate? Are you supposed to air your dirty laundry?
I have another question or another statement question. I'm a firm believer in behaviors.
Okay.
And practicing behaviors is what make you. So do you guys feel that people who practice social media behaviors, certain behaviors, it then manifests in how they actually are and how they physically function in their lives?
I think that's a good question.
It is.
Well, I think it's an extension, honestly, because here's my thing, and I've always asked people this: before social media, what were you doing?
On the phone.
No, see, yeah,
On the phone.
you was Star 69, wasn't you?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, but I think, you know, because of social media, I think it's just another outlet and such. And beforehand, people were still doing their dirt, whether it was, you know, the Star 69 or calling and hanging up, or you know, the looking on a, you know, ooh, who beat you, and then going and doing your due diligence and then
pages.
Man, yeah, boy. Ooh,
So
I'm
we
telling
had
my age, hold on.
limitation. We had a limitation in our messiness, huh?
There was a limitation, but the creativity.
The intent and the behind it was, and the nosiness was still there.
It was still there. It's just that social media allowed us to just really
I agree with
Grow
that.
with it.
get into it. So I mean, you know, we kind of have to be careful. Shouts out Terry Digsby. She just joined us.
Hey, Diggs.
She said hello. Terry, what do you think about this social media thing and what you put out there? I'm a big advocate. Oh, she just said, hold on, Dad. I don't know if this has been said, but don't ever post about arguments with your spouse.
Kind of hinted around it a little bit, but yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Relationships, period. I
Yes.
think any close relationship should not be shared on social media. And what I mean by that is, you know, what you're going through or intimate details of your relationship should not be shared with the world. I don't believe in that, good or bad. You know, I don't believe that you should be doing that.
I agree. I had there's this young guy, and I say young because of how he did it and stuff, but he actually was posting about the journey that he and his wife was going through in regards to trying to get a child. The artificial insemination and everything and stuff. And it was interesting because they went on vacation one time, and this is how social media would get in trouble, but he went on vacation and he was doing a Facebook Live, and they were in a hotel room, and she came out of the bathroom, and it was an oops moment.
Oh yeah, she didn't know.
She didn't know.
Yeah.
So, you know, some things you want to share. You know, you definitely want to share the love of your spouse and such, but you don't want to take it to the point which is y'all too, and kind of, you know.
That would be me, and Ben would be like, really?
I mean, you know, we know that you did this in order to kind of like help spark up the romance and hopefully procreate,
Right.
but you ain't got. We ain't want to see y'all.
Well, that was a mistake though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've seen especially these younger couples. These younger couples have no bar as hell. Like their boyfriend or girlfriend could be in the bathroom showering or using the toilet, and they bust right in like, "Oh, babe, what you doing?"
Yeah.
Like they have no bar as hell. Also, the pranks.
Listen,
I would be by myself. I can't do that. Some of the stuff that they do.
Oh yeah.
Oh, to each other.
Yeah.
You know, like I could not have that as my partner. Like no. No. I don't play those games. No.
And what was your question again?
So how we behave and how we practice and behave in social media, is that now carrying over into your actual physical behavior with each other in life?
I find that hard. To answer only because I call anything that's on social media their virtual resume.
Gotcha.
Wow.
And I look at it like that because just like a job, you get what you put out there in regards to what is built on those profiles. You see that.
Yes.
However, when we see that, it's an automatic connection psychology brain wise for us to be that this is who this person is through and through. At the heart of this, like this is a representation of who that person is, when it's only a highlight reel. You know, this is only what this person decided to post. And so when I've met people in real life and I've looked at their social media, you would think I would think that they was a loud person, that they was always, you know, chatty, ready to pop off, and they quiet as a church mouse in person, or have absolutely no personality.
Right.
You know, and you're like, wait a minute, this don't add up.
Right.
But then I realized it don't have to add up.
Because it's social media, it's virtual reality, it's where you want to be or how you have fun.
It doesn't have to add up to them. Like, to me it does, definitely, but to other people, I realize, like, after polling people, some people just don't take this social media stuff serious.
Right.
They just don't. And those are the ones that you have to realize, like, okay, well, there's a complete separation here. You are this person online, and totally different when you're not online. So that's a, you know, okay.
It goes hand in hand with a lot of things. Even some of the time how you conduct yourself at work.
Yeah, folks, we were gonna say that. Yeah, we code switch all the time.
Code switching. We are always. I mean, I think we as you know, African Americans, I feel that, you know, or any persons of color have to code switch more because it's never accepted. Or just who you are. Yeah, there will always find fault in what you do and how you do. So, you know, we know how to do it like that.
And I had to be careful when I was in a relationship, because I'm at the point in life now where I'm a transparent person, and I'm transparent through and through. And so I had to make sure that the things that I was dealing with and or going through, good or bad, in my relationship wasn't something that I highlighted in my transparency.
Gotcha.
It's ways that I have to work around. I didn't want to offend him. I didn't want to put my business out there. However, there's certain parts of being on platforms where you have to be transparent because you're going to be tried. They're going to ask you about these things.
Right.
You know, and you want to live your truth.
Right.
And so people have a hard time of understanding the balance and the divide between living your truth and being a private person. You know, just because I don't divulge everything doesn't mean that it's my responsibility to give it all to you. I also reserve the right to some of my privacy.
And that's the part that I think this generation who is just so willing to just show all, tell all, because they don't have a sense of what boundaries and privacy are.
Right, I agree with that.
They feel like you are being shady or fake because no one's gonna make me do or say anything I don't want to. And even on this platform, we all have shared stories. We've all shared things that happen either between us and family members or our spouses. And there are things that I will lead into, but I won't go all the way.
Right.
And there are things that I will talk to my husband about, especially when we know the topic of the show's about. And I say, hey, do you mind if I share this, you know, that happened, or do you mind if I, you know, I talk this? Because you do have to be respectful when you are in social media, you are building platforms, and you have hundreds and thousands of people that are like watching you. They're waiting.
Yep.
Yeah.
They are in behind the bushes. They are waiting for that moment to see you not at your best.
Yep. And to see you be something, to see you change.
Yep.
So if they're looking at you and their view of you has always been one way, and then you slip up and you say something that's unbecoming of what they feel like your image should be, or what your image is to them, then they are ready to discount you completely.
Yep.
Mm.
As if their
Celebrities go through the same thing. Like, they get all this praise. As soon as they do one thing wrong, it's like trash. You're
Scratch.
yeah. We're done.
We're
with
not
you.
gonna watch your movie.
Yeah.
We're gonna listen to your music. Burner. Like, get out of here. And I mean, I had people mad at me because, you know, the whole R. Kelly thing. I was like, I'm still listening to 12 Play and whatever else.
Yep. I said the same thing.
And, you know,
So
bye.
cuts on that.
Get up. Right.
True indeed.
So, I mean, if
Oh,
if you
true.
don't like me because I still like him, I'm gonna listen to his music. Then fine, because it needs to be balanced.
Mhm.
If you're going so hard to prosecute and bury this man, then you need to be that hard about the other one.
And yourself. I tell people all the time, be introspective. Like, judge not, least you be judged.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that's one of those things where I'm like, you know, listen, people, like, this social media thing, again, it's a highlight reel. It's not through and through of who a person is. However, if you do see somebody slip up or act out of character from what you believe for them to be, understand that this is a piece of them. They may be going through a moment, and you're experiencing a moment. You're not experiencing the whole entire, you know, shebang of who a person is. One of my favorite songs is "Pieces of Me" by Ledisi.
That's it.
You know, and it's you know, it's those things that remind us, man. It's a lot of things that complete us as humans.
Yes.
And we have become so conditioned to allow ourselves to only view people the way in which we want to view them and want to see them, and not as a complete person. And then we forget to look at our own selves.
That's
I
right.
mess up every day. Why am I trying perfection on another person?
Or they are looking at themselves and they like the fact that somebody else has messed up because they're so tore up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Misery love company.
They really are excited about it, and those are usually people that go the hardest.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. So shouts out to Jeremiah Hope for joining us at the round table. They're all coming in right now. Jeremiah has called in. Latanya Fawcett has hit us up. Thank you. Leticia just chimed in as well. She said, unfortunately, social media promotes buffoonery to a large degree. Amanda Matthews, thank you for joining us at the Round Table Podcast Show. Melissa Nelson, she just chimed in as well. Man, Tyrell Scott, he just joined us. Melissa said, there is a new song out called People. I have made a decision to honor me and allow my Facebook to be my book. Whatever I choose to say or be that day, I'm going to be. I give me permission to be human and to evolve. Okay. Wow.
And I'm going live, so shouts out to Mocha, Kia, my cousin Gio, West Coast, Walt, thanks, my sis Renee. Thank you guys for coming in and joining in at the watch party.
Yes.
So quick question.
Mm-hmm.
With transparency.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the cool thing I like about the podcast that you do. Now, with that being said, do you have any, I'm sure that you do. I'm sure that you do. Do you have anybody that goes above and beyond your transparency and just feel like they can just ask you anything?
So listen, I'm gonna be honest. I had a shock moment about 2 weeks ago. I did a live and I was talking about relationships and truthfulness and something to that extent. And there was a guy that came on and he was homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, yes, he was definitely agreeing with me, you know, speak it. People need to be more transparent. And he was like, especially these men who be in my inbox that are straight men, but are undercover. And here I am trying to live my truth and just be who I am, but they want to, you know, continue to press me and then try to keep it a secret.
Yep.
You know, so he was like, speaking of transparency, you know, how does someone who is living their truth and who is being transparent and are getting people to open up vulnerability because they see, oh, this person is able to be that. Well, maybe I can open up to them about some things that I'm dealing with. And apparently there are some men that are out there that are dealing with feelings of homosexuality who contact someone that they feel like they are safe with or can do that with, and when it turns left for them because a feeling isn't mutual or they don't feel like they're getting the answer, then it's like, I'm going to bash you. Yeah. And so this person got on and he wanted me to kind of go into more about that, and I was just like, look, bruh, that's not, I'm above me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, at some point you got to make a judgment call within and of yourself.
Absolutely.
And if you can feel, if you got to do what's best for you, because a lot of people will put the responsibility of making a decision on somebody else so that they don't have to take responsibility for it themselves. And I would tell people all the time, listen, I'm just giving advice here. This is my life journey, my life path, my truth. Not necessarily will they align with you. I ain't telling you to go out here and go tell it on the mountain either. Right. So it's at your discretion.
That's right.
However, whatever, because you're going to get feedback from it, and it's going to be good and it's gonna be bad.
That's right.
And you gotta be prepared for both of them.
That's right. You true. That's it. And unfortunately, you have a lot of situations that come out with the same result of, you know, wanting someone to kind of slide their situation, and they want you to be the mouthpiece for them. But everyone is grown. They all have responsibilities. I teach my daughters that the word responsibility means your ability to respond in a situation presented. So if you have that situation, I'm not going to bash you about your ability or your lack of it, but don't you expect me to give you more, because I'm only going to look at how you did, you know, how you responded. So
I have a question for the men. When it comes to social media and the influx of, I guess, going back to the pictures, you know, you see a lot of women that post on social media. You have the Instagram models, you know, and all of these things. And when it comes to beauty on the outside world, a lot of women are feeling like they have to be augmented, or feeling like they're only beautiful if they look like these social media representatives. Because again, going back to validation, they're getting thousands and hundreds of likes and comments, and they're telling and exposing how they're in these relationships with men who are buying them all these things and being all these things for them. So in the outside world, you are getting more women who are trying to replicate those women online. So as men, when you scroll online and you're looking at women, like, do you guys find that to be an imagination, like almost, I'm not going to say connected to porn, but just a figment of fantasy. Fantasy. That's what word I'm looking for. Do you look at these women as being fantasies, or are you actually looking at these women as being real life representations of what women are?
He did the big deep.
Just like that, boy. That's going. That was a good question. That's a very good question.
Well, I'm not really struggling to be looking or anything.
Right.
But it's, you have to be real careful if you are, because you really have to look at the content of the individual. And just like you said, and it's hard to do because, as you put it, it's almost like looking at a trailer or somebody. You're really not getting the full picture. You're getting little snippets here and there. That's a tough one. That's a good question.
Cause I've seen like even some of my guy friends, I'll sit and I'll watch them scroll on their Instagrams, and I'll just see woman after woman after woman. And again, you control your feed.
That's true. Yes.
So, you know, a lot of times people be like, I get so much BS on social media. And I'm like, well, you allowing it. Because at some point you can control what you follow and what you unfollow.
That's very
true.
So
I'm sitting here and I'm looking and I see booty after booty after chest after chest after no clothes after no clothes. And I'm like, inspirational quote, booty, right. Like, what's going on here?
I had to admit, because in my Facebook feed of late, I have been seeing some friend requests where it's a scantily clad dressed woman, and as you stroll to look at a profile or something, you'll see a link that says click here to watch nudity. Like,
Right.
That's like, okay, which one is or you know?
Yeah,
'cause
how
they,
is it?
yeah.
But it doesn't have to be linked to anyone that
Yes.
you know. It is just so, because with social media, and this is the part I was going to bring up as well. With social media, you have to deal with that part of it. You have to deal with the hacking. You have to deal with the dark web part of it. You have to deal with, you know, those people coming in and sneaking in, and they're looking around, and they would take your likeness and then put it out there for other people.
Yep.
You know, so you know, it's just a lot that you put out there. But I feel as a woman, because now there's a lot of Instagram men out there.
Yep, it's
Say it ain't so.
it's
It's so.
There's
And
a whole
so
group for it, honey.
I happen to get someone, I'm gonna, you know what, he's nice looking. Oh wow, he has a nice chest or arms or whatever the case. I'm not looking to go, oh my goodness, yes, let me go into this profile. I'm not doing that. But I'm gonna recognize someone who's beautiful or attractive, whether they're male or female.
Right.
That's just who I am. But when you are thirsty,
let's talk about the thirst traps.
Oh.
then
go.
you have to be a little careful, because what you think might be shallow water may be a lot deeper.
This is true.
So you need to just, that was nice, and keep on going. Don't like, don't comment, don't make the heart pop up on Instagram. Don't do any of that, because you will get hooked.
Listen, have y'all heard? So they had a beard gang.
So
the whole beard gang.
Why
y'all
are
familiar?
you in my head? I had to get out that page. I was on that page. I was
Wait a
in that
minute.
group.
Somebody added me. I didn't even add
Somebody
myself.
added me too.
And I was like, wait a minute.
I had to get out of that. I had to get out of that group.
Hold on. Tell us about this game.
So this beard gang group it's a bunch of men who post themselves with their beards and they're manicured, they're very handsome. It's thirst trapping at its finest.
Yes.
Because literally the lust factor goes up 100% when you're looking at this, because you like, God made all of this.
Right.
Amen.
And so the pictures
look at this.
The pictures went from here to now like their whole upper
Full
body.
yep.
And then from some of those it went to their whole body. Now they're not nude. They're some of them were close.
They're scantily covered.
They were scantily covered. And so I checked myself as a wife. I was low. I need to tiptoe out of here. I don't know how I got here. So I removed myself from the group, and somebody added me back.
Same thing.
And I was like, no. So I just put it ahead. You know, there was something you can do
to block it.
And that's what I had to do. So you have to be grown up.
Yes.
You have to say, hey, this is too much, and this is not where I want to be. In order that, so women as well, because there's a lot of men out there that like validation, that like to hear, oh wow, look at you, they like it. And so we have just as much eye candy as you guys at this point.
Oh yeah, I believe it. I definitely believe it. So we got looks like Lynn Cranfield just joined us in at the round table. Hey Lynn, what's going on? Andy and Cynthia Alexander just joined us on at the round table. What's going on?
Ladies.
Charlie said limits you set for yourself, only you know the boundaries, which is very true.
That's true.
And then she replied also in regards to the hacking. She said, I had someone take my likeness and make me a whole Latino.
Oh wow.
My significant other thought I created it, got in their feelings and questioned me. The only thing I said to him, when did I become fluent in Spanish? And then they were like, oh damn, you got hacked. Yeah, everybody is like loving this right here. Jeremiah just said in regards to the comments about responsibilities and past performances, where do you draw the line? I think that's a very good question she said as far as us and guys, because they are kind of thirsty out here. I think a lot of it is that. I think it's some sort of self-validation for them to do that, you know. And they know that they look at it analytically as well. They know that they get so many hits and such by means of Instagram, you know, by means of Facebook, also by means of YouTube. You know, when you hit that, you know, 1 million mark and such, and then all of a sudden,
marketing, you're getting. And a lot of people are not only thirsty for attention, they're thirsty for money.
Yeah, I mean that's
they don't want they want it fast. So they know that social media comes with marketing incentives and sometimes jobs, sometimes
exposure
Yes.
to production.
opportunities. Yeah,
Like you being a model for different things, different products, and so they're trying to go as fast as they can, as hard as they can, and they are not. They're selling out their soul. I'm sorry. I have to have some boundaries with myself. I cannot sell my soul.
but it's weird because I look at, like, even with the Beard Gang group, they're not selling their soul.
No.
Like, I literally look at them, they're only posting pictures of themselves, and a lot of them is literally from here up.
Yeah.
But they're getting 20,000 likes, 50,000 likes.
Because you can't control your audience.
Yeah, right. So that's it goes back to, like, this is what the people want. The people want this. It's a demand for it. So it's on one end, are you thirsty, or are you trapping thirsty people?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because you have to check yourself of where you are mentally
Right.
when you're scrolling online, because you can find any place to support your bias.
Yes. I
That's
like that.
another
Say
one.
that
Like,
again. Say that again.
you
Say
can
that again.
you can find any place online to support your bias.
Mhm.
If you are feeling in a sad mood, you can go and find all the sad posts you want to find and be relatable to that and be like, woe is me. If you happy, you can go there. If you want to be angry and spew some stuff out there, you can go, and you got a group of supporters and
Right.
followers that will cater to that.
That's right.
So at all points, you have to have that self-check within to say, okay, let me make sure my own mind is good before I start scrolling through social media, because it comes into the next thing, which is addiction.
Yeah.
People get addicted to it.
Appreciate
addicted.
mine.
Yeah.
That's
You got-
it right there.
You got any comments before I ask this next question?
Oh man, it's about to come. It's about to come. Shouts out to Dennis Barton. He had a question. He was posting something. It
Okay.
got kind of midway. Christopher Ryan, thank you for joining us at the round table. Man, they are coming in hot and heavy in regards to that. Terry said, no nudity, no hate speech.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's another thing we didn't touch on, the hate speech.
Yeah.
And then we get into him, so
Right.
we'll save that for later.
We'll say that for something.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Another day.
Another day.
What's the question? I know it's a good one.
All right. So the again is put out there.
What we put out
on
there.
social media. So have y'all ever put your location of where you're at and had somebody pop up on you?
Goodness gracious, that's
Oh, that's a good one.
.com right there, boy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda.
Kinda.
Yeah. Kinda.
Really?
Yeah.
I was always a little iffy about doing that.
And I don't do it a lot
Mhm.
since then, because it was kind of like the new thing. Well, first, Facebook was automatically
Putting it up there. Yeah,
pinning
you
your
had to
location.
change your,
you had to
your
change your
setting.
setting, to mute the location.
Yeah.
And so during that time, me being new to Facebook and being new to their rules,
Mhm.
we were somewhere, and this person kind of popped up. And what y'all know me, I don't like people invading my space, whether it's a restaurant. Like, especially if we're not on that level.
Right.
We're not on that level. Like, you don't. My brothers can be like, I saw you was at Chicken and Ribs. I was like, let me go ahead and pull up on her. That's one thing, because these are my family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we work together. You're on the other side of the building. I see you when I get coffee at 7:55 every day. That was it. Why were you trying to come and see where I was to run into me? What is that about? So I had to let her know, don't you ever do that again.
Okay.
Whatever
Alright.
you see.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
She relived that
Yeah,
for a
she
second.
was.
Out there,
I'm
she was
back.
like, what you not,
2020,
first
I'm
of
back.
all, what you not gonna do is
I'm back. So it has happened, and I don't like it. I think it is an invasion of privacy. Even though I may put where I'm at, that doesn't mean it's an invitation.
So that's because I'm an influencer.
Mm-hmm.
If I put my location, then that means follow me.
Yes.
So I've had to have that understanding that if I'm going somewhere where it's exclusively me,
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, I don't even post until I'm done.
Right.
Gotcha.
And then I'll post the location as well. You know,
Mhm.
like if I have any pictures or any thoughts or an opinion about it, then I'll post it then. If I'm there, it's normally for it's for an event or it's for something that I'm a part of, then I'll share my location.
Right.
But you be careful. Start breaking into other people's homes as well too.
Right.
If they
This is
know that
true.
you're not at home and you putting I'm here and there, know where you live and what you got
Right.
and what,
Yep.
then that means it's free range at that
That's
point.
true.
Yeah.
That's very
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one.
That's
A lot
a
of
good
people
one.
do it naively, thinking, "Oh, you know, let me
Mhm.
let me be in the know. You know,
Right.
let everybody know where I am."
Right.
Let me go ahead and roll up on us.
And
Yeah.
and this is another thing that gets me.
Mm-hmm.
People will turn up on social media for the moment of the live.
Yep.
For the moment of the video.
Yep.
Mm.
And then as soon as they put it down, they are the most mundane. They don't have no energy. They go back down to phones
Right.
and going back to, but they are not contributing to the atmosphere anymore.
Right. Right.
As a host, especially, it is so hard, and has been so hard for me to get people to engage to functions that they go to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I feel like
That's
the
what
guy
we
in
want.
300, are you not entertained? Or Gladiator, are you not
Are you not
entertained? You know, because they come and they want you to entertain them. They don't bring their good energy. They don't bring, you know, the desire to, if you go into a party, bring party with you.
This pisses me off.
That's what they be doing. They go hard, be like, oh yeah.
Put that phone down.
And then as
Quit
soon
looking
as,
at
as soon as
yourself.
it go down, as soon as you put it down, they go right back to just scrolling, sitting there, not doing anything. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, this is hard. Like, I want this dynamic and this atmosphere should be full of that energy all the time.
Right.
But you're not bringing it because you just want a few seconds of fame to know where you are, and then here you are bringing people in and they ready for a party to be lit, and ain't nobody doing nothing but sitting around with their cell phone.
That's how I know
Yeah.
that ain't a group for me, because my age group, my crew, my generation, we coming out and we gonna drink hard, we gonna dance hard, and we gonna have fun. We may get a picture, and sometimes you don't even take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see a whole bunch of phones out, I'm like, that's not the crowd for me. And I, come, I support, take pictures, go live with her. You know what I mean? Like that. Boop.
Yep.
Because that's not my scene. Because I know the age range that's in that room, and I think pretty much 30 below, 30 and under. That's how they socialize. They socialize by being on social media, even though they're in a room full of people.
Gotcha.
Well, you talking about turning up, you know you got to do 6 feet. Okay. And I said that as a lead-in because Dennis finally asked that question, that good question.
412.
412, he just said social media for good in these times of coronavirus. Everyone staying home have a way to connect and interact. Oh, my bad.
No, you good.
Interact thoughts here on lockdown in the 412.
Yeah.
So that's a very good question, and considering everything that's going on right now with the coronavirus, has social media diminished it, or has it put it where it should be? And also throwing this in there because we've got a little bit more time left over, let's throw this in there as well. All these fake cures and everything that's going on in regards to coronavirus, like if you stand out in the sun for 25 minutes, not just any sun, you gotta be in Florida, and it's right here on you. It's gonna burn the coronavirus, and you'll be here. What do y'all think about that? I mean, with what we're going through right now, and what 45 just said, because people, are dying.
That ain't died.
That haven't died. Yeah.
So I feel like social media during this time, as much as you have to be careful with it, be responsible, be a good steward when using it, I feel that it actually is great for what we're doing right now, in a lockdown or being with restrictions. So many of our artists are giving us free concerts. Debbie Allen just did a free dance class via Instagram today. Going back to watch it. Might be sore tomorrow, but I'm gonna do it. John Legend gave a free concert. I think Holland Oates did a free concert. Those who participate in Charlotte's jazz community, Middle C, the group that was coming, I think tomorrow, they're going to do a free. They're going to do it on their concert. We're going to perform.
Right.
You have these virtual tours that are being posted, and phenomenal ideas for the kids that have to be at home right now because they're not in school. So it's about what you're looking for, what you want to believe in. I feel that it's great. I can video chat, I can FaceTime, I can call somebody via Instagram or Facebook, and we can talk and be like, yo, I'm bored too. Yeah, I'm bored. I'm working. You working? Yeah. Where you didn't have that leisure before because of it just being a normal day. But you just gotta have common sense, you know. There's no magic pill. There's no kind of tell all, do all. There's no perfect situation, whether it's in or outside of social media. So just use common sense, you know, and know that everybody's going to put something out there because they just want attention. They want to have the most attention. They want the most likes. They want the most circular. They want to go viral. They want that moment. They don't care about what happens tomorrow. They just living for today.
Listen, the internet is about to prove why it's undefeated.
Right.
Within the next 30 days.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You
I've
know,
already seen some stuff. I was like, yeah, this is why the internet, you will never win.
You will never win. You will never win, which kind of for me during this whole, virus outbreak, which is causing and forcing people to be more intimate with one another in close proximity. It's going to require you to connect, with the closeness of the people in your inner circles. The people in your home will start there first.
Yes.
It's going to require you to be present. And being present and being a present is two different things.
Yes.
So
break that down.
So it's we always feel like just because we show up that's enough.
Right.
And the only way people really have an impact with you is because they feel your presence, because they have an experience with you. And in this day and age, this whole just showing up, it being enough, it's very challenging for someone like me because I need connection, and connection requires presence. And if you're not there, then no matter how you're just physically there, I still don't feel you. And hopefully the Wi-Fi stays on. Hopefully Time Warner or Spectrum or whoever your internet provider stays good, because as soon as it ends,
that's it.
It's going to force you to either do one or two things: be closer to the people that you with and actually force you to talk and have these conversations with one another, or you're going to find another way to distract you. You're going to go find those DVDs that you done had buried for a long time, and y'all just going to sit there and binge out on DVDs and not literally sit down and communicate with one another, talk through different issues. It's so funny because I've been looking online lately, and a lot of men were saying, oh, with no sports, with no ability, I forgot I found a wife on my couch. I found a whole wife.
I love that one. I love that one. Yeah,
she's pretty good.
Yeah,
she looked good. Like, yeah. I love that. I love that.
So it's forcing us to peel back certain layers of we get caught up in a routine. We stop knowing people for people. We stop learning our spouses, learning our children, and we start to just see them as a routine. The only time we really notice that they're not missing, or notice that they are missing, is when they don't come home as scheduled. Other than that,
their absence inconvenience your routine.
Yeah, indeed. And then that's when you're just like, oh, well, let me check on such and such.
Right.
But you don't. We've moved so far from connecting with one another to sit down and say, how are you? Who are you?
Right.
Who have you changed into? Who have you grown into? Let's talk about what your likes and dislikes are now. Right. I know I met you 5 years ago when you were into this, but fast forward, we done had kids and we done did all of these things. Like, who are you now?
Yeah.
But those are challenging questions that we sometimes fear having with other people because we don't want them to change.
Maybe we need to create a coronavirus at the round table checklist, like things to do to engage with your close knit household.
I like that.
That's a good idea.
I think that's it.
Shouts out to Tangi. What's going on? Thank you for joining us at the round table. Michael Bennerman, thank you for joining us at the round table. Y'all boys coming in, and we
gotta go.
we gotta get ready to go.
I need to do this shout out, you guys. My cousin Tasha Jones, Pittsburgh, had a birthday last month, and life happened. So I told her I'm so sorry, but happy birthday and love you so much. You have no idea. That was my road dog back in the day, y'all. If there was a party and we ran through it, it was a party. Okay.
Awesome. Happy
So,
birthday.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hey, Money, you was about to say it?
Oh, well, before I even get into it, we don't even got enough time to get into it. I want to answer the question still, though. But
Go ahead, real
want,
quick. Go ahead.
It's going to be longer than what we
It's
got
gonna be
time
long.
for, trust me. But I want to give our guests how you can follow our guests online as well.
Yes.
You won't be disappointed, trust me. You
You
will
will
follow.
not.
Yes, this was only a snippet.
Yes.
Snippets.
Definitely, very much so. I am Elyse Sadler, aka Honeybee, and I have two podcasts: The Conversation, The Convo L&E, which is a lifestyle and entertainment podcast. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at The Convo L&E, and L, and it's the ampersand for the symbol E. And you can also find us at theconversation704.com.
Yes.
And then I also run another, and the Convo L&E is again a lifestyle entertainment podcast. So it's about different perspectives coming together. Season 4 is coming out in April. We have an all men's podcast, an all women's podcast, and then a collective of both.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's going to be. That's dynamic.
Gonna be good.
Yeah, and I got some characters and some personalities. So definitely looking forward to season 4 with those guys. Then I am in cahoots with the Milky Balls podcast.
Milky Balls.
People are like, "Oh my God, how did you come up with that?"
I saw that name. I had to do a double take.
He just said, next show, we gonna have
Next show.
one of the hosts of the Milky Balls.
You can't listen. Like me and my co-host, he came to me. He's an erotic poet. Shout out to Marlon, aka King Wisdom, the erotic wordsmith. Yes. So
I know him.
he came to me and he was like, "Listen, Queen, I want to do a podcast that's centered around sex and sensuality and connection and intimacy and exposing different taboos in regards to relationships, truth, lies, and all those other things in between." And I was like, good, because sex is something that's not rarely talked about, and it's not talked about in a conversational way. It's more so a very argumentative, or I'm right, you're wrong, but not a woman and a man coming together to literally just talk about it. And people need to see that you can have these conversations of just talking about it.
And healthy, because it's a healthy part of life, you know?
So it was we was sitting down, I was like, cool, I'm on board, I'm with it. I was like, what's the name? I was like, because listen, I already run this podcast, so this gonna be your baby. So you let me know what this name. He was like, I have no idea. I was like, listen, it doesn't have to match. Like a lot of these podcasts, they got Blue Duck podcasts about finances. They have absolutely nothing to do with nothing. So, just throw something out there. So he threw a few names out there, and then he finally said Milky Balls, and I bust out laughing. And I said, that's it.
I think I remember him because I was part of erotic poetry. We used to be at Aqua Lounge back in the day. We used to do poetry at Aqua Lounge. So let's see if that's if he was there.
I will.
He and I used to,
I will. So we do we run that show. It goes live every Tuesday. You can find us on all platforms as far as podcasting is concerned, and as far as social media at Milky Balls Podcast.
Yes.
One more time.
Milky Balls Podcast. And our saying and the tagline is you've just been milked.
Oh.
That's all right.
And on that note, Ashanti, you just missed it, girl. She just dropped some knowledge on us real quick or whatever. You just missed it. Wanda,
Family,
you coming in as
hey,
well.
still comment, family.
Yeah,
You know, I go
man,
back
come
because
on
I
now.
always watch the show later to see what happened, see how I can improve, and what I can bring energy. And whatever comments that are there, we do follow up and comment on you. But you know, still go back, share, like, do a watch party. And make sure that you're tagging Miss Sadler platforms
Yes,
in this because we are all together. We would love when we have like-minded kings and queens on our show and we can link with them because they're doing the same thing and have the same mission that we are.
Indeed.
No doubt.
All right, y'all. With that note, we appreciate y'all joining us on the podcast show. Like you said, it'll be posted here, share, and it will also be on YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel. We've got all our shows, so if you have not seen one and you're stuck in the house because you got to be in there for 14 days, binge watch.
Binge watch at the round table. There you go.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all be good.
That was good.
Bye.